generally been used as a medium of communication with an international scope, so that English can be said to be universal, where its use is not only as a communication break in everyday life, but also helps formally and internationally for interest between countries. Not a few people who have an interest in mastering many languages. The interest that these people have can be developed into talent that are quite influential and have can impact in international relations. Many people are interested in international relations because they have an interest in learning language or vice versa. There are people who are interested in learning language because they have an interest in international relations.
Mastery of language has an influence and impact on international relations because, of course, the country will carry out a relationship with other countries. The most important and very helpful approach technique is to communicate using a language that is understood by all parties who will carry out cooperations. Especially for international relations students, mastering a foreign language is considered very important. Mastery of foreign language is considered to be a value or an added value for international relations students who have completed their studies in this field, especially for students who want to find work or scholarships and can widen their scientific horizons.
Why has English become an international language? Reported by Encyclopedia Britannica 2015. English, originating from England, is the dominant language in some countries in the world. United States, Canada, Australia, Ireland, New Zealand, and various island countries in the Caribbean Sea and the Pacific Ocean. English is the dominant and official language. There are also countries on the Asian and Africa continents, such as India, the Philippines, and Singapore. It is estimated that a third of the world population, or about 2 billion people, speak English. The status makes English the global language friends.
The history of the English dates back to Anglo-Saxon migrated to British is about on 500 years ago. English is West German derives from the Anglo-Philistine. It lasts belonged to Islandia of Britain by German immigration for part of what is now the Netherlands. All English word is group of dialects reflecting the organization of the various alphabets. Influenced by two waves of invasion. The first wave of invasion was the invasion of speaking or of the German location family. They conquered and inhabited party of Biscay in the 8th and 9th century. The second phase of invasion was the Norman in 11 was speaking island of France. refused to go with member of the group.
English is the oldest language in the world and emerged around its ID. Then it experienced rapid development until it became an international language. Quotes one of the police, historians trace the origins of the English language to three Germanic tribes, namely the Angles, Saxons, and Remi, who invaded Great Britain in the 5th century. The people living in England at that time spoke Celtic languages. The colonies pushed the people north and west in what is now Wales, Scotland, and Ireland. Angels who attack comes from England, and the language used called English. That's where England come from. Old English was spoken until about 1100, in 1500, and 1600. Merchants brought in many new people to communicate. The printing press also made book more common and more people reading. Many words and phrases from the countries shipped into the language and English into modern English. In the 1800, the Industrial Revolution and new technologies give people the need for new words.
The British is known as a colonial state in other countries. In addition, it's the ruler of the world at that time. Because it was a development country, almost every continent has a colonial. So that English spread and many people in colonies countries were learning, like it or not, colonial countries had to use English to communicate. It even because the official language easy to learn English is one of the is language to learn. English has squeezed a lot of vocabulary because it's developing. The increase in English vocabulary reach 3,005 words per year. This development has also because of the benchmark for becoming an international language. So now many people communicate using English. It has even been taught in school.
Of the first world varieties was reported, English was not a common language used in 1900. At the time, the language that was commonly used was German by scientists. After the First World War, Belgian, French, and British boycott German and Austrian scientists. They are not allowed to attend conferences and cannot publish their work in Western Europa. Journalists, as a result, they are to scientific community. The forest in German will the two communities in Western Europa speak English and French. When the United States went to war in 1917, there was anti-German movement the United States. Even though most of the people of the United States controlled German. German is considered a crime in 23 countries. At the time, people were not allowed to speak German in public on radio broadcasts of teaching children. As a result, many scientists do not understand foreign language. At the time, science in the United States had begun to take over the world. This is why no Catherine words are immediately translated into English.
Who invented English? Actually, there is no definite answer about who invented the English language. However, according to the Encyclopedia Britannica, the Saxons, Jutes, and Angles are believed to be the first to speak English. It all started when these three tribes tried to find new lands to conquer. At that time, they did not use modern English as we use today, because they still use the Celtic dialect.
Launching from the Oxford International English website, the history of English can be understood through three periodizations, namely Old English, Middle English, and Modern English. Number 1 is Old English. It began with the emergence of primitive English in the 5th to 7th centuries. This type of English was first introduced by the Anglo-Saxons, who were once one of the kingdom in England. After primitive English, early Old English emerged around the 7th to 10th centuries with Sine Wolf and Edelum as writers and poets who used this type of English to create their works. Before the periodization ended, there was Late Old English that emerged around the 10th to 11th centuries. It is marked by the events of conquest of England by Norman, Britain, and France, troops by the Normandy William II.
Number 2, Middle English. In this periodization, the use of English grammar began to regularize and develop. At the time, Latin and French dominated the language. George Chaucer, the father of English literature, began to use more complex English in the writing of his work. At that time, English becomes one of the languages that many people use to communication. This language continues to develop until it finally becomes the foundation or basic for the formation of modern English.
3. Modern English. This periodization dates from the 15 years to the 20 years country. English continues to progress and develop along with the advancement of technology, as the need for precise and word graph. Scholar critics new word with Greek and Latin as their roots.
In the current global era, more and more developments will occur in this country. Starting from free trade, more and more foreign companies stand in Indonesia, so that the use of international language such as English has been very widespread. Of course, for prospective entrepreneurs and job seekers has become a necessity to be able to master English in order to keep up with the times in this era of globalization. English is the most widely spoken language in the world. It is the mother tongue for more than 400 million people worldwide. Every day, millions of people use English at work and in social life. When heads of state made a world conference, English is the most commonly spoken language. Similarly, when people of different nationalities meet each other, English is the one connection language spoken by them.
According to recession, English language skill have a closer relationship with the progress of a continent. The culture in continent came associated with the openness to information. B. The influence of state to obey creates new continent can no borders today to share topic the culture in those stop the link even have our efforts of economy continuous and to about you of International World Bank data in 2017 new information.
Better the ability, the higher the income obtained. Per capita income in Indonesia is ranked very low even though his English language skills are one level above it. The high population figures in Indonesia also contribute a role in the overall average. GNI per capita and internet penetration in Indonesia are below the global average. This displays that Indonesia has great potential in improving the quality of English human resource. A massive approach and building awareness of the role of English as the most widely used foreign language in the world is needed as an effort to improve the quality of human research in Indonesia.
Given the continuous the work economy, the is why makes the development of English is increasing and in various countries in all countries, name the state of Indonesia. Apart from being a man of competition with progress, letting English can provide other benefits, on of which is to inscare on competitiveness because it's the considered more competent and in not I new international companies requests the result of language certificate of TOEFL or SKIDS and on of the qualification network in the company. Even so, my people still underestimate and double the importance of learning forget 12:30 in no harm in typing new tech in Dulus learning English have appeared in the era.
Number 1. Academic interest. Learning English is very important for those of you who want to develop in the era of globalization, especially for students. The importance of mastering English has been proven and can be found being requested to learn English from development school to high school and even to college.
To make it easier to communicate with others, because of its universal nature, of course, English is one of the most widely used languages in the world. So if we master English, we can communicate with people from different countries easily.
3. Know the technology. Another benefit of learning English in the area of globalization as it is today is to help you to know the technologies that exist. By mastering English, we will certainly know how to operate a technology such as computers, smartphones, internet, software, and other technologies.
Number 4, the last one, is career development. And in the era of globalization as it now, English is quite vital and is a mandatory requirement to be able to work from certain companies such as public relations, staff officer at embassies, or flight attendants and stewardesses. Surely all require English skills. Although not all jobs require English, but mastering English is a plus point in itself, which will certainly be very useful for our careers.